got split, but Schultz able to recover it as he floats this ball across midfield. Henry gets a touch on it in pursuit. That's going to be picked up and laid back for Thompson. Thompson looking to feed it through the middle. Sherrill able to get a touch on it, picked back up by the Blue Tornadoes and fed into Pierce. Pierce floats it in. The outstretched arms may have got a touch on that. No, they will call that a goal kick.
Well, that's what brings to the table. First time down, he tries a little low-driven ball, takes a skipping bounce, and for a goalkeeper, that's not an easy ball to stop. And
not at all.
Barrett makes it look simple, and then so the next time down, he thinks of a different shot, and then he sails it wide of the goal. So having a solid keeper will definitely make a player think of what I'm going to do next.
Especially whenever they come out, cut down the angle like that, just really textbook goalkeeping.
Definitely.
That you see from Schultz. This ball is going to be played into Pierce. Pierce trying to get a touch around Paredes. Paredes does a nice job of giving him the body. Can't let him run through, and that will be another goal kick for the Tigers. So a nice job there from Paredes. Got beat on the initial ball, but using that big body to get in the way and slow Pierce down.
Seems like Paducah Tilghman's been trying to go down this left-hand side the second half. And like I said, not sure if it's the same as the first, but regardless, Caldwell County's been able to have it covered each time so far.
See, it looks like they're trying to target the younger side of our defense, but they're doing a nice job of stepping up. This ball from the goal kick is floated into Pierce. Kinsolving in there with the header. It's going to float in. Nichols, good pursuit there, tries to float it high and clears it out. This is going to be checked back all the way to White. Scott turning on the Jets in pursuit, almost gets a touch on that as it's floated in off the back of the Tilghman forward. This is going to be picked up on the far right side by Atnip. Atnip has that ball out of control and out. Good defensive coverage there by the senior Zhang.
Coach, when you're playing a one-man front like we are with Mitchell, when you're getting that pressure back on their center back or their deep sweeper, however, all you're hoping for is a long clearance, because at that point it becomes a 50-50 ball.
Oh, yeah.
And you've done everything you can. Now win the 50-50 ball. And we'll see. Hopefully we'll do a better job the second half of doing that and then winning possession back.
Tilghman looking for a little link-up play here, trying to find Pierce. That's going to be mishit by Hodges. Schultz out heavy to pick that ball up. Schultz having a little word with Noah Pierce. Took a little exception to the speed he came in at him.
Seeing legs flying over you makes you think twice.
Schultz, a nice ball. Henry, a little 50-50, able to come away with a heavy touch towards the edge. Nice hustle there, going for it. A little bit of confusion. It's going to be a Tiger ball. So good pursuit there by Michael Henry, able to win that ball. And that's something, going back to checking it back to their center back, we talked about in the first half. When you're defending with that type of pressure, if you can make them check the ball back, you've been successful.
Definitely. Well, and not only that, but, you take a look at that throw-in. Whether or not the referee could have seen the ball going out of bounds or not, if he wasn't pressuring that ball, there's no way we're getting that call.
Got a turnover and a fast break here as Hutton tries to put a long ball in. Schultz has that one covered all day long.
That's the one thing for years. Teams have looked at him, and Schultz doesn't seem to be the tallest keeper, and you're hearing the coach telling him over, trying to chip him, but he's one that's got a leaping ability in it too. So we'll see if Tilghman's able to accomplish that this half.
White comes in with a slide tackle. It's going to be knocked away. White has been the slide tackle king in this game. He's come in with quite a few and must have pretty well timed. You don't see that very often, someone who can pull those off that way. This ball will go out for a Tigers throw. So Frisch will look to take this quickly. Hard throw down the line for Zhang. Is going to skip by him. Zhang in pursuit. Good hustle there. Just can't quite catch it. That will go out.
This is the first time I've probably been on the field, I know, since July. And, man, it's the surface out here looks amazing from what the school staff has done. I mean, there used to be hills on each corner on the Main Street side, and you could almost bet the ball would die before it rolls out of bounds. And now it's not completely flat, but, they've done a lot better job than what it was, and that much applause to them.
Very, very thankful for all the job Will Brown and his crew do.
Definitely.
They've made it look very, very nice out here for these guys. This ball is going to be floated in. Heavy pursuit. Hodges is going to check it back. Nichols with a heavy clear. Nice ball over the top. Comes down the line. Scott in a heavy pursuit. One-on-one with White. He's going to win that. White comes in with a slide. That's got to be a foul, but no.
He got ball, but he got a lot of man, too.
He got ball, and then White taking a little exception. Scott taking exception to that tackle. And I can't really blame him on that one. That's
It's one of those things that you know, slide tackle is legal as long as you get ball, and sometimes it's a bang bang, and it's tough. It's unsettling as a lot of times as a player when you don't get the call. But I mean, if you're that good at it and you can continually looks
like we can't decide. Little miscommunication here from the officials if it's a throw or free kick. Looks like it will be a throw.
Yeah.
Here deep on that right touchline. They'll check it into Henry. Henry, little check on his leg there, tries to float it in. Tilghman wins it in the corner. Henry in pursuit is able to hit it, keeps it right on the flag. Nice control.
We're still in.
The ball's still in.
Almost bent down to pick it up, and
neither one wanting to go for it. As now Olsen is going to hold on. As that ball tapped away, they're going to float it high over the top. Kinsolving, nice job to come in and pursue that ball. It's good defensive work from the junior. That's a good heads-up play. It was a quick throw over the top, and Kinsolving did a nice job of reading that and getting the ball out of bounds.
You're not going to see many slide tackles, I don't think, out of this Caldwell County team. But, again, I mean,
and really,
we can answer the slide tackles physical play with shoulder to shoulder all night if we have to.
And really, from the Tilghman crew, it's been exclusively light with the slide tackles, but has done a nice job on the timing. Ball came out. Paredes looking to throw it in the middle for Kinsolving. Able to control that heavy touch, and there's going to be a little tugging going on. This will be a Tigers free kick. Could see him getting into the back of him a little. Kinsolving wins the free kick. Nichols is going to take it, lets the Tigers get up. Big leg from the senior, floats it high to the top of the 18, cleared out by White. This is going to be picked up by the Blue Tornadoes. They'll check it back to the center. Heavy ball up the middle. It's going to skip through everyone. Nichols in pursuit. A lot of speed coming off. A little mishap there. Zhang is able to clear it up the sideline. Not a bad decision.
Sure, boys trying to touch it into space and kind of run into each other, but they're able to clear it out.
Jernigan tries to float it in. Has his pass picked by Frisch. It's going to be scooted back in by the Blue Tornadoes into the middle third. Comes off the foot of the official. Nice little touch there from Mundy. Mundy going 1v1. We're going to have a little bit of a shove. And so we will have a free kick for the Blue Tornadoes. Looks like the officials came out calling it a little tighter.
Definitely.
This half.
Yeah, no,
nothing wrong with that.
My perspective, it seemed to, I mean, it was shoulder to shoulder, but the player was already passed. So, I mean, that is a foul. Problem for Caldwell County right now, this is a dangerous spot where this free kick is.
And this will be Jalen Jernigan.
Got a four-man wall. Ball set about 25 yards out.
Jernigan stepping in heavy. Floated ball. That's going to go well wide.
Yeah,
a wasted opportunity there for the Blue Tornadoes.
Looked like he was trying to pick out somebody on the far post, but I don't know. Selfishly, I think you put that one on frame.
Want to maybe boot that one on. Instead, a fortunate break there for the Tigers as they will reset from this goal kick. This has been a really back-and-forth game, a nice matchup between these two teams. We talked about Tilghman earlier, came off of their last game, a 2-0 loss to Marshall County, who is a tough team on both the boys and girls side.
Definitely, and for Caldwell County to be 1-1 with them at this moment in the game, that says a lot about the moxie of the makeup of what they are.
Definitely. Tilghman coming in looking to break down the Tigers' defense, floated into the center, looking for a little one-time shot from Kobe Baird. It was mishandled by Schultz, came off of his hand, and this will be the first corner of the second half for the Blue Tornadoes. It looks like it will be Jackson Mundy to go over and take it from the right side corner nearest the concession stand. Tilghman keeping all their players high and opting for deep runs into the box. We've seen a couple short corners from them.
Looks like Jen Hong has got that one covered this time.
Have it covered, so a high in-swinging ball. Can't find the head. Nichols able to find it, a heavy clear, nice ball. To get it out of the zone, touch White trying to corral it. We'll float it back over to Gillituck. Gillituck back to White. White center of the field tries to find it. Tigers could have numbers if they can corral this ball and get it up quickly. Frisch has it, is going to be stepped in by Jernigan. He will float it over to Olsen. Olsen 1v1 with Seth Hodges, lays it off to Jernigan. Nice little ball popped in. Paredes in pursuit. It's going to be a little stop and go. Turns Paredes with the block shot. Nice defense there. Jernigan picks it up, looking for the long shot. We'll float that one over the right corner of the bar. And good defense there from the Tigers, doing a nice job of dealing with that long ball in.
Definitely. You look out and you see a lot of fundamentals that are, and that's just, I mean, you watch a team and, you know, a lot of times players try to do too much. And sometimes all you have to do is just get a player to turn his back to you. That way the ball's getting played backwards. And then, and then you get a relief for a brief second, but it allows your team to set up.
Excellent defensive work by the Tigers. This goal kick comes in. We are 26-23 left here in the second half. Still tied up 1-1 between Caldwell County as Caldwell has a fast break. Scott able to pick it up, a little 1v1, puts a shot on frame just high over the center of the bar, and a nice look there. First really good quality opportunity from the Tigers.
Definitely, and it doesn't take many.
And man, Mitchell Scott just with a quick feed. He's able in a 1v1 situation, very, very confident with the ball, and not afraid to take chances as we just saw there.
Definitely. And what Mitchell also brings to the table is he can stretch the back line, which is allow space for players like Schaefer and Frisch to step in, and even Kinsolving at times to step in 20 yards out and have the capability of ripping one.
Henry's going to win a throw for the Tigers off of the Tornado goal kick. Paredes steps in to take it, looking for a little movement from the Tigers. He'll check it into Kinsolving to pursue him. That's going to be knocked up by Jernigan. Nichols in pursuit. Nice clear there. Unlucky bounce. Heavy touch. Schultz is there, dives on the ball. Good goalkeeping.
Definitely, definitely.
That's an excellent job to be that far off your line and be anticipating a heavy touch like that.
Definitely, yeah. Boyce Nichols, that went for a huge clearance, and he actually made great contact, but it took a deflection, an unfortunate one for the Blue Tornado.
And a great recovery there from Schultz. Tigers now in Tilghman's defensive third. Scott's going to hold on, looking for a run down the sideline. Nice little cut there, looking to feed. He'll hold. Gets that ball off his foot a little later than he probably wanted to.
Definitely. You've seen him looking early, and you had players continue to step up, and finally the window closed to make that slip pass. Nice
little movement up top, though, as you're starting to see a little more confidence from the Tigers' attack.
Definitely, definitely. And again, that came off of a counter. The Blue Tornadoes came in and looking to shoot. Ball, Barrett collects it, and a quick clearance, and we're down in the Blue Tornadoes' defensive third.
We're going to have two substitutions from the Blue Tornadoes. Nick Hatton coming back into the game as well as Matthew Jones. As it will be a Blue Tornado goal kick, floated low in front of the circle. It's going to be popped up, taken by the Blue Tornadoes. A little heavy touch there. Comes through the middle of the field, is fed up. Jin Hong, nice job recovering that ball. Pinballing around in the midfield. Both teams looking for an edge to hold on to possession. That's going to be picked up by Mundy. Mundy tries to chip it over the top. Schultz is there to cover it, mishandles it. Oh, it's scrambling around in the box. This is going to be put on. Oh, wide open player at the top of the six.
Again,
that was Mayo and just a X.
between Schultz and Paredes. Schultz goes down, slips out of his hands, but he's able to get back on his feet and still continue to cut the angle down with outside the area he would like to be in.
And the key to that is he really closed off any kind of angle for an easy putback.
Definitely.
And Paredes doing a nice job in recovery. Kinsolving getting the footwork going, has that ball picked from him. As Paredes in to clean it up. This is going to be picked up by the Blue Tornadoes. Tried to be fed in. Schultz is all over that one. And so Schultz, as we talked about, even when he does mishandle a ball, that's a very rare occasion that he does that, never gives up on that fight.
Definitely, definitely.
And so a big reason why it's still 1-1 right now with 23 minutes left. This ball, Scott goes for it, tries to get it picked up. It's going to be taken by Ryan Frisch. Ball's popped up. Hodges and Henry go for it. Hodges, nice little touch to find Scott in the middle of the field. Checks it back to Frisch. Frisch will get it to Kinsolving to reset and reload back to the center. Little miscommunication there. Colin Schaefer, nice job stepping in.
That looked like a well-done play.
That looked like a nice job of cutting off that pass and turning.
Blue Tornadoes playing it quick just across the midfield line. Still looking to break on this left-hand side.
Trying to get in a lot of speed coming from Olsen. Olsen able to get in, biting up Paredes, cuts it in right at the top of the six. A slide, he's into the six.
And there's Schultz.
Chips it up, and Schultz there to make a magnificent save.
You've got a player dribbling, and he's in the 6-yard box, and Schultz is able to go down.
And Barrett Schultz coming out saving the day again. Kinsolving picking off a pass in the midfield just out of the reach of Michael Henry. He's going to keep pursuing it, gets the ball. Scott's going to turn on some speed. White's just going to play the safe ball, turn it, clear it out, and that skips over the wall. Oh, no, stayed in the sidewalk with a little help there.
Ground rule double.
I thought somebody was about to have a little souvenir out there if they picked it up. This ball is checked in to Frisch. Frisch heavy touch. Gives it over to Jernigan. Jin Hong Zhang. Well, when it gets it back, Jernigan picks up the ball. A little pinballing here. Schaefer is able to come away with it, looking to feed Scott, floats it into the middle. Whoa. Some heavy contact there.
Yeah, that was way after the ball has been played.
Heavy contact, no foul, some more contact, advantage being played, lays it to Michael Henry. Henry in pursuit. He's going to go 1v1, chips it down into the corner. Will chase that ball and clear it out so the Tigers win a deep throw. Good place to be.
Definitely. A little bit further down the field. About 8 yards off the touch line.
So this will be a throw by Nathaniel Paredes. The Tigers in a good position to make something happen here. 21 minutes left. Both teams really a dogfight right now, having good opportunities on both ends. Really the big story in this game has been Barrett Schultz and his play to keep the Tigers in it.
Definitely. Talk of the 2-0 loss at the Marshall County at Paducah Tilghman. I mean, this is Caldwell County's third game this week, so you know fatigue you would think would be coming into play some.
Mundy tries to float a high ball in. That's going to be over the top of everybody. Schultz in pursuit. Will touch it. Doesn't look like there's going to be any pressure that comes from Tilghman. There we go. He will step up and pick it up now. Tigers will reset, get their shape. See Scott dropping in a little lower as this ball's hit high. It's going to be headed back, comes off the chest of White. He'll check it back to his goalkeeper, floats it high. Kinsolving goes, gets a little flick on it. Hodges in pursuit. Going shoulder to shoulder with Olsen. Olsen 1v1, picked up nicely there by Boyce Nichols. And the Tigers doing a really good job, especially Nichols, of that rotation out of that back three.
Definitely, definitely. And it's almost a sweeper in a sense when that outside back gets beat. You have to be the one. And to cover, I mean, it is a narrow field, but to be able to cover side to side, he's done a great job so far tonight.
A lot of fitness.
Definitely, definitely.
Definitely not for the faint of heart to play that position. This throw comes into Ryan Frisch. That holding spot, Frisch is going to take a little contact and goes down. Tigers will have the free kick in their own half. Looks like they're going to step up. A lot of Tigers getting high. Nichols has the leg to play it that far. See, we'll line up, see what they're going to look for. He's going to play a hard ball to Henry. Little mishap there. It's a good spot to be. Right idea. We're going to have some substitutions for the Blue Tornadoes. We will have Noah Pierce, William Thompson. All right, and we will go ahead on the substitution and take a 1-minute break, and then we will be back with more second half soccer action. You've been listening to Tiger Soccer here on 103.3 The Tiger, WPKY Online.
Howdy, folks. Colonel Sanders from KFC here with some real news. My delicious, world-famous original recipe fried chicken is available at a KFC near you. It has been and will be until the end of time. No matter what's happening in the world, you can trust that my original recipe chicken is always made with 11 herbs and spices. Many unnamed sources agree. It's delicious. Get it in a KFC $10 chicken share and enjoy it with a friend. KFC, it's still finger-licking good. Limited time offer. Participating KFCs. Prices may vary. Tax and substitutions extra.
Princeton Drug Company, 103 West Main in Princeton, proudly features low-cost prescriptions and friendly service. Princeton Drug offers in-town delivery, in-store pickup, or a convenient drive-through window. Princeton Drug has a wide selection of Christian greeting cards for every occasion. Princeton Drug is open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, and on Saturday from 8:30 to 2:30. No deliveries on Saturday. Princeton Drug, 103 West Main Street, Princeton. Phone 365-5585.
And welcome back to Butler Field, where it is still a 1-1 game. 18:05 left. Tilghman looking to break into the Tigers' 18. That ball is going to be hit a little wide.
Almost got into a little soccer tennis there for a minute between our center back and Paducah Tilghman center back, Nichols and White. It was just seemed to be trying to play both direct, and I would think that is our game plan. And I'm not certain that was Tillman's game plan coming into the game.
One thing that both teams definitely have is a lot of pace. Tilghman, a very pacey team. We've seen a couple of the guys, especially up high, turn that speed on. Nice touch there by Paredes. Floated into the middle. White and Scott going 1v1. Little touch there. Kinsolving picks it up. Looking to play direct. Oh, nice little cut there and create some space. He'll take it forward. Tries to feed the seam for Scott. That's going to be knocked away. Not a bad decision there from the junior. Tilghman now looking for a quick counter. They're going to float it into the middle. Heavy little touch. Nichols in pursuit. He will stay on Quinn Atnip. Atnip able to check it back to White. Nice job there from the Tigers to shut down that quick counter.
Definitely, definitely. And you had your defense was set and covering Boyce as he was probably 20, 30 yards out of position, but he had to be the one to step to the ball. Tilghman 20 yards out right now looking to get a shot off and is unable to do so as Kinsolving plays it out wide looking for Schaefer.
Tilghman looking for a quick throw.
And it's going to be illegal.
They're going to say that's an illegal throw. That will go for the Tigers. So nice break there for Caldwell County. Well, one thing I want to give a shout out to the Caldwell County student section.
Definitely.
Really packing it out nice.
Definitely. First home game of the season, and all but just a few seats there in the students area that are filled up. So that's great to have the support.
For sure. That's something we saw a lot of last season, especially. I know we saw it on the girls' side. Didn't get to make as many guys' games as we would like, but they were really supportive of us, and we appreciate that. And coming out for the guys as well is great to see that kind of support from the student body.
Definitely. There's normally a section of stands with all the students sit, but if there's more that wants to come out, I'm sure we can make another section dedicated
we can make
to
room. A little 1v1, got a nutmeg there, as this is Noah Pierce. Pierce doing a nice job of bringing it down. Thought that ball was out. It's not. It's going to be picked off by Kinsolving. Nice clear out of the box as White steps in and gets a touch on it. White's going to step in. They're going to say that ball is out, and it is a throw.
Deep throw. Play continued. And sometimes that happens. You know, the referee behind the play is the one that has to make the call, and center ref doesn't see him until the ball goes the other direction. So
tough, not quite like the pros where you have the headsets.
Yeah.
A little easier communication here. It's kind of word of mouth.
Now that we got video, though, we may be able to get the VAR.
Hey, that's right. We could bring it.
Definitely get a fourth official here.
I'm sure it would be just as much controversy
as it
definitely,
is the
real thing, if not more at this level.
Definitely.
It will be a throw by the Tigers. This will be taken by the senior Ryan Frisch. Frisch, another one of those experienced players that we were talking about earlier in the broadcast. That pass is going to be picked off. Frisch, nice little half volley, floats it into Tilghman's defensive third. It's going to be knocked up by the head by White. Nice jump there by Hagan. Hagan not able to corral it. Nichols able to handle the long ball. Nichols will dribble, tries to split two defenders. Jernigan able to pick it off. He will lay that back for Atnip. Atnip tries to find Jernigan, can't. Frisch with the long ball. Pierce will hold on to it. Tries to float it in. Hagan able to get a touch. Zhang jumps into it. Zhang ball at his foot. Will give it to Kinsolving. Nice job to hold up. We'll check it back and create a little space.
This is a fine example, again, of just fundamentals, getting your body in between the ball and the player and staying there. I mean, if they want it, they have to foul you, and defense have done a good job of that.
This game really opening up as both teams kind of opting for that long ball, so it creates a lot of space on both ends. You kind of see I've
put another speedster in for Caldwell County on the left-hand side, and Demarion Bush.
That's one we've seen his speed be able to turn on a couple times tonight.
Definitely.
Nichols looking for that long ball, is going to drive it. Scott in pursuit. This could turn into something with the speed he has. Scott's going to go 1v1, able to beat one defender, looks for a shot, fakes it, top of the 18, another shot, Bush in the way. And that's going to be cleared out, and that's frustrating.
That's frustrating, but it's just simply bad luck. I mean, it's one of those. I mean, he was trying to get out of the way. You could see him, and once somebody rips one, you don't necessarily know exactly where it's going. So, I mean, you hope that there's another opportunity with a little over 13 minutes left to go in the ball game. But that was a fine one from Caldwell County.
Good opportunity there from the Tigers. Tilghman now looking to counter. They're going to float a high ball. Jernigan in pursuit. That's going to be scooped up by the keeper, Schultz.
One thing that I noticed between our two keepers at this point is it's almost like Schultz is anticipating that direct play, whereas Tilghman is not as high. So Schultz is acting almost as another defender on those deep over-the-top balls.
And you almost wonder if part of that is from Hutchins. It's either his style of play or he did take a knock from Scott early in the game on that ankle.
Definitely.
So you wonder if that's kind of in the back of his mind going out for a ball.
Sure. If he's feeling a little heavy on the foot, then it might be a little harder for him to get back if he's caught out of position.
Looks like we're going to have a substitution on the next dead ball for the Tigers. Paredes all set to come in. Tilghman with the throw. Scott in pursuit. Nice touch there by White to get it out wide. This is going to be a high floated ball, looking for that direct play. Hagan able to step in. Scott picks it up. Scott 1v1 with White. Looks to check it into Bush. Couldn't quite find his feet. A nice run there by Bush to try and find the space. White lays it into the middle of the field, picked off by Kinsolving. Lays it to Henry. Errant picked up by the Blue Tornadoes. Blue Tornadoes look to come forward. This ball will come to Thompson. Thompson will hold. He'll check it off. Ball that tries to get floated in high, but will go just wide out that left side.
Again, simple things. Tilghman looking to bring the ball up the middle of the field. Kinsolving was able to cut him off, turn him backwards, and then they look to play it deep, and the ball goes out of bounds. So it's turnover just off of simple defense, and Tigers have done a good job of that tonight.
Looks like there's a substitution. Kinsolving coming out for Paredes. This is really, like I said, both teams kind of matching each other's style of play, so making it a very even game. This throw-in is won by the Blue Tornadoes. They'll check it back to midfield. Looking to find some help, comes to the feet of White. White looking to feed it into that seam. It's going to be picked up by Paredes. Good defending there to read that ball. Henry with the header. Frisch trying to corral it. It's a little volley in the middle of the field. Mishit. Scott couldn't quite corral that one. It's kind of like a pinball right now in the midfield.
Definitely. It's hard to control those that you're not expecting.
Going back and forth. Nichols tries to clear it out. Touch there. Bryson Bannister making his first appearance into the game for the Tigers. This ball is going to be floated in to Thompson. Thompson checks it back, and Frisch is going to kick it.
It's kind of one of those
we're going to have a handball that's called.
One of those in-between balls that are hit right at the midsection, and you don't really know what else to do if you're running. So
we have a handball called on Ryan Frisch, and so a dangerous free kick now for the Blue Tornadoes. It looks like Jackson Mundy will set up to take it. Asking for his space, and you can hear over from the Tilghman side the shoot it, coming out a lot, really trying to chip it over the top of Schultz.
Looks like he's setting up for a left-footed shot.
This is Mundy. Mundy, a sophomore from Tilghman. We'll put this one on frame. Hard-driven ball, what a save.
Takes a deflection.
What
man.
a save.
I'll tell you what.
An absolute screamer put on goal by Mundy, and an even better right-hand parry.
If that ball doesn't take a deflection, that's a hard save. But with the deflection, he had to make an adjustment, and that's one of the best saves you may see all season.
What a save by the sophomore goalkeeper. Schultz, my goodness. Corner now's floated in, bounced around in the box. Schultz is going to dive on it. Continues that excellent play.
Definitely.
What a save. Cannot say it enough.
And as a keeper, I know I'm relatively close to one. It's one of those things, you make a good play. You have to have a level of confidence. And when you know you've done something nice, you build on that. And it radiates. And, again, I mean, I don't expect any – granted, you can't continue to expect him to come up with them. You got to help him out some. But he's doing a great job so far.
But I mean, that was a howler that was put on goal.
Definitely.
And just a all-around great save. Paredes with a heavy tackle, able to win it. Tigers looking for a quick counter. Frisch can't win the 1v1. And we're going to have a foul that's called a little after the fact.
It's going to be a high hand. There was a block.
And they're not to Tilghman. That's a good quote that I heard at one point. Give them a tin cup and some change.
Yeah,
the bagging that's going on.
Yeah, they you got a couple Caldwell players seem to come to the defense, but nonetheless, the game's back underway, and Tilghman's attacking down the left-hand corner now.
It's going to go into the corner, across into the box. This is going to be picked up by Pierce. He floats it into the middle. Tigers able to get it. Tigers could be in the position for a fast break here. Long ball up.
Well,
Scott, nice turn, and that's going to be a foul.
He gets the foul.
And that's going to be a foul.
I know he was begging for the advantage call, but he looked like he was going to lose that ball. So
I'm not sure, and Scott's going to end up picking up a yellow, and that's just a stupid foul to take.
Definitely.
Your team wins a foul, and you're in the position to go forward quickly, and he picks up a yellow, and just a poor foul to take from the senior. You expect a little better out of your seniors for that one.
Definitely.
Not sure what his argument was on that one.
Well, he was definitely wanting.
We've got a little confusion from the subbing. I think we've got it all situated now.
Yeah, we got 11. We're good. It's one of those things, like I said, you're a competitor. You think that the break is on, and when you're in the heat of the moment, it's hard to be level-headed. But, it's we would have got the benefit of the call, and now he's going to have to be careful for the next 7 minutes.
We do have a free kick. Nichols looking to take a boomer. That's on frame and picked up. And
that's one of those hopeful balls that, I mean, anything can happen with that.
Anything can happen with that. That is not a bad to take as Nichols steps in and wins the goal kick.
I mean, that was
power.
That was 50 yards technically, maybe more than that. I mean, he caught that on the goal line, and the ball was sitting at the midfield line.
Frisch able to get Schaefer. Schaefer going 1v1. It's going to be won by Tilghman, picked back up by Schaefer. Henry just going to clear it. Kinsolving in hot pursuit, hanging on the edge of the box. And that's just going to be kicked out by Hutchins. That's a odd position for that ball to be in.
You believe that may be one of those things that as a center back or maybe a kicker, 50 yards on frame, that's nice.
That's nothing. So it would be interesting to see whenever Tilghman, if they get the ball back in our third, you can really hear their coaches hollering for a shot from about that 40-yard range. And so I guess Nichols took that as, hey, you want that, I'll take it too.
Yeah, definitely.
And puts a good one on. This ball's thrown in, gets into the box. It's going to be cleared right back out. Tigers will maintain possession, putting the pressure on here in the final 6 minutes, 16 seconds.
You almost get the sense that there's a little bit of desperate defending on the Blue Tornadoes' part.
Pinballs around their back four, almost picked off.
It is picked off.
Schaefer able to get it, comes to the feet of Scott. Scott, little 1v1 to Bush. Oh,
Bush,
a corner out heavy touch, but you do win a corner out of it.
You get a sense that the Blue Tornadoes feel the pressure. With ticking down just under 6 minutes left to play in the game, you almost think that the next team that scores is going to go home with a W tonight.
Scott will take this free kick, or take this corner kick from the left side. Tigers with heavy numbers in the box. Ball's in, up by the keeper, tipped out of his hands. Oh, and they're going to call that a foul.
Rightfully so. But, I mean, that should come out. I mean,
you got to protect the goalkeeper, and it looks like he is in a little bit of pain there. Took a heavy knock on that one.
Definitely. And it's not.
They're calling for the trainer.
Yeah.
So they are calling. There's trying to move them out of there before that escalates into something that maybe it shouldn't. Coach Schaefer doing a nice job of pulling them out of the box. And will be interesting to see in this last 5 minutes if he can't return to the game. You bring in a fresh keeper in a 1-1 heavily contested game with 5 minutes left.
Well, I mean, that starts out with an awesome, all but perfect ball driven in from a corner by Scott, and then you have we're talking about competitors now. Boyce Nichols going in for a header. Keeper touches it, pops it up with one hand. That ball's live.
Yeah, you
ball
can't blame
comes back down to the keeper, which if you're a competitor, you're going after that ball, and there was nothing malicious in it. Unfortunately, it looks like there's a little heavy contact on the keeper, but they got the call. There's no goal, and it's going to be coming out. But you hope that I think Nichols was looking to check on him. But when you're in this situation, just under 5 minutes left to play, you want to make sure nothing escalates.
And you've got to know, too, no ill intent in that one. As you mentioned, it's a 50-50 ball. Whenever it's not caught cleanly off the initial corner, I mean, that's anyone's game. It's unfortunate that the goalkeeper does get hit. It looks like, well, he'll have to come out of the game since the trainer was on the field, coach is on the field. But you hope that all is well with him. It's nothing too serious. You always hate to see those type of things happen.
Well,
I guess he does.
Yeah, no,
I guess being a goalkeeper.
The referee's telling them now they have to swap.
Yeah, they should. A little bit of a discussion there since he brought him off, I
mean, that is one of those things that, that gets put in a tricky situation. I mean, you want the players to be taken care of.
So we've got a little discussion. So, there is going to have to be a goalkeeping change, at least here for a minute. So this bodes well for the Tigers.
Now he can come back in the next ball stoppage. So, I mean, it's one of those, I mean,
interesting to see how this plays out. Also interesting, you would hope something like this doesn't happen, but every now and then you do get kind of a retaliatory foul that comes after.
Sure, and it's already been a physical game, and like I said, I don't think there was any malintent there, and hopefully, I mean, looks like the keeper is okay. He's putting his gloves back on, so next stoppage he'll probably be coming back into the game.
This is going to be a goal kick. Looks like a very young goalkeeper. This ball is going to be played out by White. It's won by Kinsolving.
And at this point, he should be able to,
it doesn't look like he's going to sub back in. Oh, and they can't, no. They've got to make him throw on this one.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Yeah, you can't step him up there and get him back in like that.
So miscommunication there by the coaching staff, but that was.
Nice header by Paredes. It's a little 1v1 here from Mundy. Mundy's going to hold on, tries to split it up the middle to Jernigan. Jernigan gets it. Nice slide there by Nichols. Tigers looking for a break. It's going to be turned over. Coming down the right side. Good defense there from Zhang. He's able to clear. We could see some numbers. Nice turn there from Scott. White's going to be able to pick it up. And floats it in. Heavy touch. Hodges gets it. Kinsolving back. Looking for Hodges. You want to save this ball. Nice job. That should be a Tiger throw. That will be a Tiger throw. So there'll be no substitution on this one. Still the opportunity to test that goalkeeper who's come in. You've really got to expect for the Tigers, that's something you want to do.
Definitely,
is at least make him try to make one save. It's going to be another Tiger throw. Hodges holds, gets it into Schaefer. Schaefer really good with the ball at his foot, lays it off to Hodges. Will check it back into space, no one there.
Yeah.
Picked up by Mundy. Mundy's pass tipped away by Frisch. Nice touch there by Colin Schaefer.
Ball.
Floats it in to Mitchell Scott. Scott trying to pick up the speed. He's looking to go 1v1, cuts it inside, has that ball tipped away. Good defending there from White. White's going to maintain possession. Frisch steps in. Will tap it. Now Mundy looks to float it forward. You've got a heavy run coming down the sideline from Pierce. It's going to be floated into Pierce. Schultz is there to cover it. We'll let it roll. And a little bit of gamesmanship there.
A little bit of gamesmanship, but that's one of those things that if he picks it up, the keeper doesn't come back in.
Yes, and that's
so, you know, but,
awareness.
You know, yeah, and very seldom are you ever presented with that decision. But, you know, it was when I seen him letting the ball roll, I thought, oh. But, you know, ultimately, it's our ball. And
Tigers maintain possession.
And we've had opportunities with him, the keeper that came back in. So everything looks to be good to go, and hopefully we can finish this great game tonight.
Kinsolving coming in heavy is going to push Mundy off the ball. It is picked back up by Thompson. Tilghman looks to throw it in. There's a heavy run coming off the far right side. That is by Hatton. Hatton checks it to the center. That's going to pin ball around, and that will be a goal kick.
Nichols coming in to make the late save right at the top of the 6-yard box. Clock ticks under 2 minutes left to go.
Shoo, it's a barn burner. Could go either way in this game. Both teams trying to get some chances. Hatton, for the Blue Tornadoes, has had a lot of chances inside the 18. Just hasn't been able to get a clean shot away.
Cole County student section feeling the energy that's in the place. They're already on their feet, expecting, hoping for something to happen positive on our side.
Should be a wild finish. You've got to think if Scott can get away once, and you see they've got White playing pretty deep.
Definitely.
When the ball comes in to try and counter that speed. White's going to check it over to the left side for Gillituck. It's tapped into the center. 2 Tigers go for it. Frisch comes away with it. Tilghman picks it back up. Mundy in hot pursuit. Nice little touch there by Mundy. He's going to go forward. Little 1v1, skips it around. Tilghman looking for something. This ball screamed in.
I don't think
just along the outside, and that will be tipped.
They are going to call that a save for Schultz.
So nice tip there. Tilghman now with an opportunity here at the end of the game.
Judging by this angle, you couldn't tell if it was on goal or not, but Schultz had to make sure.
Looks like this will be taken by Noah Pierce. And we've got a stoppage for time. We'll see what's going on. Zhang maybe took a shot to the head is what we're looking for. They're pointing him over to the trainer. You wonder if during that he took maybe a little contact to the noggin. Looking like he's moving a little slow.
Yeah, don't know if
he's all right.
Don't know if it's noggin or leg or wasn't favoring, but he was seemed a little wobbly, so hopefully everything is good. So one thing this season, if we can avoid injuries.
Ball is floated in. It's an in-swinging ball way over the top, and you wonder if that's some of that home field advantage, putting that ball well over the box.
Hagan was able to get that ball out of bounds.
It's thrown in. This is going to be over to Hatton. Hatton checks it into the middle. Jernigan, not a clean touch on it, cleared out by Henry. We've got a pursuit now. Schaefer looking to get at that ball. White looking to find an angle. Will check it in. Floats in behind Hodges. Paredes in pursuit. Paredes, ball up the line. Heavy touch there by mistake by Whalen.
Feel like the Tigers have to go quick. Expect there was a little bit of stoppage time for Jin Hong to get off the field.
Good recovery there by Hagan. Hagan doing a nice job of reading that. This comes back to Mundy. Mundy going 1v1. They're looking for a shot. Mundy, not a good shot. Comes off of his foot. Hit that long ball. Scott is in pursuit. White chasing it down.
That was a have clearance by White.
And that was an excellent defensive effort there by the Tilghman center back.
Definitely.
White has been solid in that bag. Bush in hot pursuit trying to save it. Definitely. We are into stoppage time now. It's Tilghman on the edge of the 18. Can't feed it in. Bush, nice little turn. Gets a touch on the ball in pursuit. Can't keep it in. Got a quick throw by the Blue Tornadoes. They'll float it into the center. It's going to skip all the way.
Well done by Mitchell Scott. He picks it up in the middle of the field. Now he's got Colin Schaefer in front of him.
So we've got a quick transition. Scott looking to hold on to that ball, checks it back to Hodges. Hodges got to step to a ball in that situation, can't get a read on it. Nice turn there by Colin Schaefer. Going 1v1 is triple teamed. Will lose it. Blue Tornadoes looking for a quick break. Ball at the foot of Noah Pierce. Pierce, little 1v1, gets past Hodges, tries to float it in, and that is how we will end it. A very, very even game. Will end up in a 1-1 tie, both goals coming in the first half. We will go ahead and take a 3-minute break, and then we will come back with your pregame. You've been listening to 103.3 The Tiger, WPKY Online.
Downtown Princeton during the total solar eclipse. Kansas gatherings will stay open later in the afternoon and will be open Sunday afternoon and all day Monday. Come enjoy this once-in-a-lifetime event on Main Street in Princeton. There's perfect viewing in downtown Princeton, and Sandra's Gatherings, located in the heart of Princeton, is filled with loads of shopping ideas just for you. Stop by Sandra's Gatherings on Main Street in Princeton and experience the total solar eclipse and a wonderful shopping experience. Sandra's Gatherings on Main Street in Princeton.
This is Brad Harrelson, a financial advisor with Encompass Wealth Management. I've been partnered with the Woodall Insurance Agency for the past 13 years. In just the same way the Woodall Agency has worked hard to be your local insurance agent, I want to be the person you think of for your financial advice. So give me a call at 365-5541 or stop by our office in Princeton to discuss your financial future. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome to Princeton, Kentucky, all Eclipse viewers. We at Little Caesars Pizza would like to extend a very warm welcome to our town. Whether you are staying here or just passing through, stop by our restaurant at 204 US 62 West Princeton. Although we are famous for our $5 pepperoni or cheese pizza, we also offer a full range of pizza options. Thin, hand-tossed beef dish and cheese stuffed crust, as well as all the meats and veggies to top off your perfect pizza. Our other menu options include chicken wings, buffalo barbecue, lemon pepper, teriyaki, spicy barbecue, and garlic parmesan, crazy bread, our version of breadsticks, only better, Italian cheese bread, cinnamon and bacon bites, and Pepsi products in 20-ounce bottles or ice-cold 2 liters. We will deliver for large orders. Call the store for more details. 270-365-3311. Pizza, pizza!
Hey, Todd, did you know that Cozy Living and Shares has new owners?
No, I didn't.
I was so impressed when I was in there. They have items for everybody. Furniture, boutique, and gifts.
They have baby items?
Yes, and a registry. One thing that impressed me the absolute most was they offer veterans or first responders always 10% off.
That is impressive.
And you've got to meet their adorable mascot, Jake. He is a golden doodle puppy.
I'm definitely going to go by today. Where are they located?
235 Northfield Drive, right next to the bowling alley. Cozy living, just like a home should be.
And welcome back to Butler Field, where it is post-game. Caldwell County and Paducah Tilghman will end in a 1-1 draw in what was a heavily contested game. From that result, Paducah Tilghman will move to 0-1-1 on the season, while the Tigers go a even 1-1-1 across the board. And overall, if you're the Caldwell County Tigers, can't be too disappointed about this performance.
Definitely. From the second half, which where I came in at halftime, what you really saw, what I felt was there was some discipline that really showed on defensively, and ultimately I think hustle was there on winning 50-50 balls, competing as a whole. And, you know, you're playing a Paducah Tilghman team that has been historically a pretty decent team. And, you know, so to be the third game of the week and come out with a tie, now you're going into this weekend facing a UHA team in the first round of the All-A Classic. You know, you know that's an uphill battle going into it, both for the girls and boys, but ultimately we can fare well, and especially coming off a Webster County game where ultimately we were on the wrong side of the score line.
Definitely, and I think if you're the Tigers in this game, you have a lot of positives to take away from. Thought the direct play looked good, the effort especially, as you mentioned, coming off of this is the third game in 4 days. So some heavy legs out there, but never giving up. We made some good decisions. I thought the Tigers pressed the ball well. Defensive coverage looked good, and so all in all, a lot of positives for Coach Schaefer to work with, especially tomorrow with 1 day of preparation for, as you mentioned it, UHA.
Sure, you've got and again, you've got a lot of young players that to get in a game like this and get experience at this level, it's very, very important to build on the season. This being the home opener, have the amount of student section that we had here. Hopefully, come Saturday, we're going to be a second home game, I guess, for both teams, right? And so hopefully we can get another large crowd out and support for the first round of both the ladies and the men All-A Classic, and then you head your way over to Soul Quest or wherever you want to head for the get ready for the festivities. But ultimately, UHA, I mean, we haven't been in the All-A Classic all that long, but it's quickly becoming a rivalry that you feel when you're on it or playing in it, coaching in it, and I think the fans have started to, we kind of lost a rivalry with Lyon County back a few years ago, kind of picked one up maybe with Madisonville North, and, I think UHA may be one of those because it seems like every year we play them in the first round of the All-A Classic.
Definitely, and so that's something we invite you to come out those games. The boys will kick off at 2 p.m., girls to follow at 4. It will not be broadcast on the radio. They'll be covering Soul Quest that day, but we do invite you, if you're not doing anything else, to come out and check out both the boys and girls, support them. Should be 2 great games. The boys and girls both having some success this week, and looking forward to a great one coming up.
And hopefully with a little luck, both teams will eclipse the Blazers.
Hey, there you go. I like it. Got to have the eclipse puns here. But we thank you for tuning in and checking us out and listening and supporting all the hard work that these student athletes put in. We appreciate all those who come out and all of our sponsors that make this possible. It's a great thing that you all do to make this broadcast possible, to get the coverage that these young men and young ladies deserve. And so we thank you so much for tuning in. As we mentioned, the Tigers do end in a 1-1 tie with the Paducah Tilghman Blue Tornadoes. They will move to 1-1-1 on the season. They will be back in action on Saturday. Thank you again for tuning in. Eric Jacobs here alongside Derek Fuqua. You've been listening to Caldwell County Tiger Soccer here on 103.3 The Tiger, WPKY Online.